And welcome everybody to another fantastic episode of Chip on My Shoulder. I hope all of you do well out there today. It's starting to heat up out there. It's getting hot, especially out here in Arizona. I'm just counting down the days until I'm melting away eventually on the streets. But thus is life. I don't have to deal with snowstorms or blizzards like you guys out east. So just the occasional haboob. And that just means I got to go get my car washed. That's generally the extent of it. But I hope everybody's doing well out there. I appreciate you guys coming and joining me on this new venture. So today we have a couple good. So this one really, my rant today for my chip on my shoulder is going to be a something that's really bothered me to the point where I've even seen videos of confrontations about it. And those are people who are scalpers. Now, I don't know if scalping has always been a thing. I remember scalping. The only time I ever heard scalping was like when it came to tickets for like sports, right? You always had a guy standing out in front of the stadium being like, hey, I got 2 tickets to the game. You want to come in? That was always what we thought scalping was. Or even the same thing with like a concert ticket. A guy, hey, I got an extra ticket, whatever. What's going on now with scalping? With certain things that I'm actually a fan of. But I'm going to talk about the biggest one because it's hilarious. And that is this Pokemon scalping. Okay. You see these grown men, these 40, 50-year-old men who are buying up all of these cards and then reselling them online for additional, another 100% or 50% on there. These guys are pieces of shit. They have kiosks at grocery stores where you can buy Pokemon cards, right? Just a little touch screen. And there are guys who will sit there and watch, and they'll be in the line ordering everything. Watch children sitting behind them waiting their turn. A kid that genuinely likes this to go, and he's like, sorry, I'm sorry, I just got to do this. Like they have no choice. Like somebody's like holding their children hostage if they don't get all the goddamn Pokemon cards. And then they act arrogant about it too. Like, no, I'm just hustling, dude. This is just a hustle. This is a kid's card game. I understand adults play it too, but this is predominantly for children. Same thing when it was when I was a kid when it first came out. There weren't scalpers like that. I could always go to a store. I could always go buy a pack or two. If it was out, I knew if they, this happened to be out, I knew the next day or two, they'd be back and it'd be fine. But the amount of stuff that they buy these things and they upsell them and they think they're like entrepreneurs. Like that's what's the worst part. You think like this is some business for you by artificially inflating a market. And it was ever since I think Logan Paul, sold that Charizard or that whole thing that came to what, like $400,000, something like that.
So in 2021, one of the Paul brothers, I think that was him, opened a base set Pokemon box from 1996. And that's what initially started the inflation of these cards.
And now everybody was going in and people who had Pokemon cards from back in the day were thinking, I'm sitting on a goddamn gold mine here. And then immediately, all of a sudden, people started flooding to buying the cards again, which is great because, these are things that happen in cycles. When people might, like, I couldn't always buy packs because I was a kid. I was always begging my parents to buy me a pack or whatever. And now I'm at the age, I got a little money. You start buying some of those nostalgic stuff. I collect, retro video games, anything PlayStation 2, Sega Genesis, Xbox 360, all the way back, to the SNES and stuff like that. That one's not as bad. It still has inflated a lot over the years. And the other big one I've seen too is with vinyl. I'm a big music guy, love music. I like vinyl and I like collecting it. I was lucky enough to have been bestowed a stash of vinyls after my grandfather passed. He had a lot of old stuff. My mother even gave me some. There's a lot of old good, soul, R&B, funk and all that. But I'm going to stores and seeing vinyl. Now, I granted, these are the only physical media that's actually selling these days. It's really it. Nobody's buying, especially when it comes to music, nobody's buying CDs, nobody's buying any physical thing unless it's some vinyl. But I'm going into stores, like I'm a big heavy metal fan, and I like to go find some old, and I even found a band I love called Black Dahlia Murder. They had an album called Nocturnal. Came out in, I believe, 2005 or was that? 2005, 2006, something like that. Amazing album. And I wanted to go find some of those old albums. And I got one, and they were selling it for $45. That album is 20 plus years old, and it's part of a niche genre. It's not like this was like some big, historical thing. But these like the prices that they charge for these, I don't know what the cost is associated with making vinyl or why. Even when you see new artists release their stuff on vinyls, it's minimum like $35 just for the vinyl. But they do that too with vinyl. But it's mostly egregious in the card gaming community. You see it a lot in Magic the Gathering. You see it in Yu-Gi-Oh. You see it, but you see most of it in Pokemon because that seems to be the most profitable and the most popular. Just so you guys know, you're pieces of shit too. You're scalpers, okay? You're ruining something that should be something fun, enjoyable. Not the majority of them don't even actually enjoy Pokemon or enjoy any of these things they're actually scalping. They just see this market and they're like, who cares if it gets artificially inflated? I don't like this thing. And then once it gets to the point where nobody wants it anymore, I'll find whatever the next thing is and I'll just start buying those. It's like the assholes who bought fucking hand sanitizer by the buckets, right before COVID, and then started reselling them for like, $60, $70 for, one little pump bottle.
One of the most recent studies showed that a new set or recent set of Pokemon called Scarlet and Violet 151, portraying the original 151 Pokemon, was pre-selling through the Pokemon Center, which is the online store for Pokemon. Booster boxes at 36 booster packs started at $105. Most recent sales are showing anywhere from $285 to $350 third party.
Eat a dick. Over double what's something that's already fairly expensive, $100+ But I mean, that equates out to what, about $5-6 a pack?
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah, give or take. So it's about the same as what you would buy, maybe a little cheaper because you're buying it in bulk.
And that's if you can find it.
Yeah, and good luck finding it above. It's like a PlayStation, what PS5 was back in the pandemic time. The only way you could find one is if you paid $1,000 on StockX. But it's just, how do you live with yourself? Like, these aren't things, like I said, they generally don't even like these things. They don't even like Pokemon. They don't even like these things. They're just seeing this avenue, and it is absolute horseshit. So I tell you, like I said, I don't want anybody to physically assault anybody, but I am pro verbally berating these guys. If you're at a grocery store and you see a guy, a fat guy, and most likely a Pulp Fiction t-shirt, sitting there putting his credit card in and just hitting that button, I think it should be socially acceptable to you to not physically, just verbally shame that man. Berate him to the points where they feel bad. Again, I don't want anybody getting any physical altercations. That's not how you're going to solve this problem.
Have you seen the physical altercation videos?
Yeah. And to be honest with you,
like Costco?
I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I love them. I love it. I love watching them I don't advocate it, but I love watching them getting into their face, being like, what the fuck's your problem? Why are you doing that, dude? There's a line of 8 people. And then the worst is like, you see they pan to a video of a kid holding his dad's hand who's just like waiting in line. And he's just so sad because this 48-year-old burnout who's trying to make a quick buck on gouging people on these prices is going and taking up all the cards. Like, you're ruining it for a generation of kids. And it sucks. It really sucks. I don't know. I think it's probably the Pokemon is the most egregious of the scalp. I mean, only second to you assholes at Ticketmaster and those guys. And the scalping on that, and I think they've been passing some laws recently. I think they've been trying to do that so where, not to like take away scalping, but basically whatever the price is of the ticket is what it is. What they got to show you the full price, fees and everything included.
Shout out to Robert Smith. He was a big implementer of that.
Well, God bless you. You're doing the Lord's work out there, Robert. But yeah, none of this where it's like, oh yeah, the ticket says $60, but after fees and everything, it's $125, per ticket. And by the way, they should have to explain what those fees are. They can't just say fees. This weird generic term that can equate to, so what specifically? All right. What is it? The cleaning fees? Was it the vendor fees or whatever? And then, like I said, assholes who will buy 50 to 100 tickets to a concert, especially something they know people are going to buy to. Like Taylor Swift and all those people, people are clamoring. Like, look, I already have an issue with how expensive those tickets are to begin with. I mean, goddamn $2,000 to $3,000. I'm seeing some of these for the concert. Don't get me wrong; she puts on a hell of a show, from what I heard. No shade to Taylor Swift fans. I'm just saying that's an ungodly amount of money. I mean, there's a video back in the day. I think it's the early 90s, and I don't want to sound like an old asshole, but there's a video of Kurt Cobain asking, like, what do they charge for Nirvana prices? And he was like, I don't know, it was like 20, 25 bucks or whatever at the time. And he's like, and then they asked the guy, he's like, you know how much Madonna charges for hers? And he's like, what? No, he's like, 120 or something like that at the time. And he's like, 120? Like, we were thinking about raising our prices to 30 to really gouge them, you know? Like, it was so funny the way that they saw about that. But now that's probably the on top of the Pokemon scalping, because it's gotten to the fucking Senate. You know, they're making laws because people were just buying these things and doing outrageous tickets. Like, oh, I understand people need to make money. I understand it's not easy out there. But if your way to make money is to purposefully ruin experiences for other people, I don't think that's a good excuse. I don't think that's a good justification. You know, do what you got to do to earn your money, but don't do it at the expense of other people and things that people enjoy.
There's a little bit of justice coming from the Pokemon Center website in the most recent set to come out, Pokemon Black and White. More than 200,000 bot accounts were banned for bypassing lines and overriding purchase limits.
Good on you. Good on you. Something needs to be done with these things. And it has to be done, with the scalp. It has to be done on an online thing too, because a lot of these guys, they have like programs, don't they? That this is like literally, you couldn't do it even if you were staring at your computer with your finger over the buy now button the second it releases. It's just, you're not faster than the algorithm thing or whatever.
They're programs that essentially have fake accounts, and those fake accounts act faster than any human being could. And as soon as they are available, those bots will sell out websites within minutes.
You know what? These are the same type of people who are going to purposely do that. And then when there's nothing fun or good anymore, they're going to be the first to complain, like, what happened? Things aren't the way, why can't we do X, Y, and Z? I'm like, well, because of you. Because of you. Again, another group of people that need to grow up.
Justice for little Timmy in the grocery store, man.
That's true. So, like I said, you see these people in their cargo shorts and flip-flops wearing some sort of anime t-shirt, most likely again. Berate them. Don't physically do anything. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but yell at them. Make them feel like a bad person, because at their very core, they are. Okay. Now that we've gotten that out of the way. Today, our chip of choice is we're going now to Southeast Asia. All right? Which is going to be an interesting combination on this one. Because today, I believe, like I said, I think these are Thai or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. And I'm sure people at home will correct me. I'm very ignorant. So please tell me. They don't tell me exactly where which place this came from. But the flavor, this is a Lay's Mexican chicken tomato flavor. Now, I'm weary. Okay?
What a name.
What a name. Obviously translated from said language, whatever it is, because it's not a perfect, doesn't roll off the tongue in English. But like I said, I grew up out here in Phoenix. We got a fantastic Hispanic culture out here with tons of amazing food. So when I see something like this, I worry. Okay. And the other thing I worry about is, what is Mexican chicken tomato flavor? Mexican people out there, please correct me if I'm being out of line here. I have no idea is that just chicken and tomatoes and I don't know what, like a pozole or something. What is this?
You think maybe it's gonna be like a salsa, perhaps like a salsa flavor?
But who puts chicken in their salsa? I don't know. Like I said, this is above my pay grade. The marketing team at Lay's in that region. The front of this is interesting. It's just a cut up tomato, and I don't know what this is right here. It seems like it's a cup of cheese, nacho cheese, which worries me again. Okay. Now, granted, I know they probably don't have a lot of Hispanic people or a lot of Mexicans out in Southeast Asia. Okay. But if that is your representation of what you think Mexican food is like, boy, let me tell you something. It's not. Now, I honestly don't know what else that could be. Is that supposed to be the soup? There's not even any chicken on here. Why don't you throw fucking chicken on there if that's one of the base flavors? I mean, I'm not trying to throw stones at anybody at the marketing department, but that's just me. Okay. So just like most of these bags in Southeast Asia, they have a solid bag. These are hard, thick. These things will get you through a winter. Okay. So we're gonna crack this bad boy open and we're gonna give it a go. All right. So first thing I got to comment on is the nice, odd aroma of, I don't know what, to be honest with you, when I crack open these things. It's like something that's like, it's trying to be sweet, but isn't quite there.
Yeah, it's almost like a cleaning product sweet smell.
I don't know. But here we are. Let's give it a go. Yeah. Big swing and a miss on that one.
It doesn't taste like anything.
It tastes like sweet, but no particular sweet. I don't know where I don't know if the sweet tomato, is it supposed to be like a sweet tomato? Or it's like, okay, I don't taste any chicken. I don't know where any of the Mexican zing is coming from in this.
No spice.
No spice at all to it. No real flavor. Like I said, I'll give it another go. You always got to give it 2. But yeah. None. So yeah, it's got a weird sweet aftertaste, but with not much flavor to it.
Purely novelty.
This seems like more of a novelty. Clearly whoever was in the R&D department out in Lay's has never met a Mexican person before. If this is what they thought a good representation of this is. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give this a 2-3. This is just not. It has, like I said, if I'm starving, I'll eat it. It's got a potato chip flavor. It's not disgusting.
Yeah, bare bones, it tastes like a potato chip.
Bare bones, like a base Lay's with a little sweetness as a backsplash, But 2-3, nothing crazy. I wouldn't go out of your way if you saw these at an Asian market or anywhere. But that's what we got today on our Mexican chicken tomato flavor on the Chip on My Shoulder podcast. So that is all we have for you today. I want to thank you guys again so much. You know how much I love you and appreciate all of you coming. And again, I want you guys to comment. Let me know if there's any chip out there that tickles your fancy, you want me to give a try, or want to see me suffer through. Or if you have something that's chip on your shoulder, something you need to get off your chest, message me. And then we'll go ahead and we'll try and do that too. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you all. See you later.